Good morning, children. This lesson is for Class 6 subject Chemistry, chapter number 6 Air and Atmosphere of your textbook Concise Chemistry, Selena Publications. It is being submitted to you on 1st February 2021. Today, we are going to discuss the different properties of air. All of us are well aware of the fact that no living being can survive without air. It is one of the most important components of life on the earth. Also, you all know that air is a kind of matter because air occupies space and has mass, and we can feel its presence when it blows as wind. But we cannot see air because it is colorless, odorless, tasteless, and transparent gaseous matter. The earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air called the atmosphere. Air is also present in water in a dissolved state. This dissolved air in water is used by aquatic plants and animals. Air plays a significant role in sustenance of life on earth. It is used for respiration by all kinds of living beings. Now, children, let us perform an activity to show that air is present everywhere around us. For that, put a glass and a bottle on a table and observe them. Are they empty? No, they are filled with air. They appear to be empty because air is colorless and transparent. You can also confirm the presence of air by performing one more activity. Take an empty glass tumbler and lower it vertically downward in an inverted position in a trough of water. Does the glass get filled with water? No. This is because air trapped within the glass did not allow the water in the tumbler to rise. Now, gently tilt the glass tumbler to one side. Bubbles rush out and the water flows into the tumbler. This means water flows into the tumbler when air in the form of bubbles rush out of the tumbler. This proves that glass tumbler, which appears to be empty, contains air. Now, an interesting fact about atmosphere. In the absence of the atmosphere, the earth would get very hot during day and very cold at the night, that we would not be able to survive. There would be no life on earth under such a condition. Now let's talk about the composition of air. Air is a mixture of gases. Lavoisier, a French chemist, in 1774 showed that air is a mixture and the main gases in it are nitrogen and oxygen. Besides these two gases, air also contains small quantities of carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particles, and traces of inert gases like helium, neon, and argon. Nitrogen is present 78% by volume in air. Oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide 0.03 to 0.04%, whereas the inert gases 0.9%. Now let us see the properties of air. Number one, air occupies space. Number two, air has mass. Number three, air can be easily compressed. Number four, air exerts pressure equally in all directions. And number five, air is a mixture of gases. The composition of air is not same everywhere. It varies from place to place and with altitude. The air on the mountains contain less oxygen than the air down on the plains. The composition also varies at different periods of time. For example, during the rainy season, the air becomes humid and contains more water vapor as compared to the summer season. Further, the amount of impurities like dust, smoke, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide is more in polluted places. Since the constituents of air retain their properties, their presence in air can be easily proved by certain experiments. Experiment number one, to show that air contains oxygen and oxygen occupies one-fifth of total space of air. For that, take the glass jar and divide it into 5 parts. Mark the point from 0 to 5 on it. Fix a candle on the trough and fill the trough with water till the mark 0. Light the candle and place the glass jar over it. Observe what happens after some time. After some time, the candle extinguishes and the water level rises to mark 1. The candle extinguishes as the oxygen in the jar got used up. The water rises and takes equal space as occupied by oxygen. The mark indicates that oxygen occupies 1/5 of the total space in the jar. The rest of space is occupied by other gases. The active part of air, which is used up when substances burn, is about 1/5 of the total volume of the air. It is a gas called oxygen. The inactive part, which does not support burning, consists mainly of a gas called nitrogen, constituting 4/5 of the air by volume. Nitrogen does not support burning but controls burning. Now, the next experiment is to show that air contains carbon dioxide. Take some lime water in a test tube. Dip the straw in the lime water and blow air from your mouth in the test tube. Observe what happens. The lime water turns milky. Carbon dioxide present in the air turns the lime water milky. This shows that air contains carbon dioxide. Lime water is an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide. Carbon dioxide reacts with lime water to form white insoluble calcium carbonate, which gives milky white appearance to the solution. The next experiment is to show that air contains water vapors. Take a glass tumbler and put some ice in a glass tumbler and keep it aside undisturbed for a few minutes. Observe what happens. Tiny droplets of water appear on the outer surface of the glass. Where have they come from? Due to the cold surface of the glass tumbler, the water vapors present in air got condensed as water droplets. This proves that air contains water vapors. Now, children, the last experiment is to show that air contains dust particles. Close the doors and windows of a room and put curtains to make the room dark. Allow only a beam of light to come into the room through a small hole or a slit in the door. You will observe randomly moving dust particles in the beam of light. This shows that air contains dust particles. Now, children, let us recapitulate the content of the chapter completed today by answering the following questions. Question number 1. The gas which turns lime water milky. Number 2. The gas which is needed by living beings for breathing. Number 3. The gas which occupies 78% of total volume of air. Number 4. The gas which helps in burning. And number 5. The layer of air around the earth. The answers are number 1, carbon dioxide, number 2, oxygen, number 3, nitrogen, number 4, oxygen, and number 5, atmosphere. With this, children, I'm ending up today's interactive session. Kindly try exercise 1 given on page number 73 of your textbook as your home assignment. Thank you, children.